ragged clothes, huddles around the dying remains of a fire. As rain drips down and insects swarm, they struggle to extract some remnants of charred food from the embers. Who are these people? Refugees from a war-torn land? The unfortunate unemployed who have lost their home? No, this is a happy Midwestern family on a camping vacation. Now, some of you may not know this tradition. I don't know if that's big in Wales, but people seem to enjoy this. Now, I've never been a big fan of camping. I grew up on a farm, and we had many of the benefits of camping: dirt, bugs, unreliable plumbing, and we didn't have to go anywhere to enjoy them. But it turned out my husband liked camping, and my kids, and it is a cheap vacation, so sometimes we went camping. I've learned a few tips that I'm going to pass along to you today. Robin's rules of camping. Rule number 1, it has to be hard to get there. Setting up a tent in your backyard does not count. It's really good if you have to portage in or be dropped by helicopter to an island. See, the purists know that this is the way to go so that there's only you and nature. The downside is there's only you and nature. Now, I don't know about you, but my idea of fun activities on vacation has never included digging my own latrine. So we compromised. We went to some state parks. They actually have bathroom facilities and playgrounds and a few things. The problem is then you have other campsites nearby, and that can cause a problem. One night, I'm awakened by loud snoring, so I punched Dan to get him to shut up. It wasn't him. It was the guy in the next campsite. I couldn't go punch him. I had to go sleep in the car. And then there was a time, which my family will remember well, Mille Lacs State Park, north of Twin Cities. We're getting my kids to bed, and there's this loud music. I thought, who is so rude to bring a boombox out here? This was the era of the boombox. Blasting this music at 9 o'clock at night, and I started walking around looking for that person to give him a piece of my mind, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from, but I found a park ranger, and he said, oh, don't worry, it's from the town across the lake where they're having a dance tonight. Well, because it was across the lake, the sound carried perfectly. He said, don't worry, it only lasts till midnight. Midnight? It's quieter in my house, my neighborhood in inner city Minneapolis. And the entertainment was an Elvis impersonator, so we had loose suede shoes and hound dog till midnight. But that's because we had dared to break that rule that says it has to be hard to get there and you have to get far away. So second rule of camping is it has to be hard to do things. So when you're camping, you still have to do things like cook and wash dishes, but everything takes much longer. Now, one good thing is that sometimes the people who tend to be male, who at home can't even find the salt, suddenly become an expert in the best way to build a fire and how to soak the pots so they don't turn black. Then there's the creativity when you find that you forgot the can opener, the tent pegs, and some other essential things. However, of course, there's only 2 words you need to go to get great food on vacation: room service. Well, these first 2 rules, it has to be hard to get there and hard to do things, are to cover up the third rule of camping, which is that camping is really boring. There's nothing to do. Supposedly you can walk around and you can have a guide and identify beautiful birds and flowers. What I seem to need is the field guide to biting and stinging insects. Now, in addition to the rules of camping, Robin's rules of camping, there are also the camping corollaries. There's the camping corollary of meteorology, which states that any drought in the area will end your first night. Then there's the camping corollary of gravitation, which states that no matter how you arrange your sleeping bag, your head will always end up downhill from your feet. And the camping corollary of protuberances, which states that no matter how you arrange your sleeping bag, a pointy rock will be sticking into a soft part of your head. So I hope you've learned something that these help you. And of course, the one good thing about camping is it feels so great to get home.